G'day, Ben from Melbourne here. Today, going to show you my pickups haul, whatever you want to call it, for the month of May. Some good stuff. As usual, mix of new things and some secondhand stuff, and a 10-inch. So let's bloody start with that. Some good garage rock from the mighty Crusaders with their, what's it called? Get it right. Middle Age Rampage. We can all relate to that. Great cover art. Love that shit. Check them out on the back. And they did dress like that when they used to play live. This is from late 90s. Well, very late 90s. 1999 on Diet. How do you say that? Someone smart will know how to say that record label. That one there. Dionysus. Something like that. But great band. If you love your garage rock, this is going to be right up your alley. Let's have a little look inside. I think it's just black. Cool looking label. Okay. So that's a mighty fine 10-inch. Yeah, if you see anything by the Crusaders, I highly recommend you pick it up if you love your garage rock. Next up, a reissue. We're going to do a few 7-inches. First up is the Clean. This is the companion to the Modern Rock reissue, which came out earlier last month or a month before, and for whatever reason, this came a little bit later. This is the late last night, backed with Psychedelic Clown, the 30th anniversary reissue, according to this little thing here, courtesy of Merge, and it's been remastered from the original tapes, because we all know that's very important. As usual, the Clean have great artwork. I think this is from about, I was going to say early 90s, but 1994, originally on Flying Nun / Mushroom, the New Zealand Australian labels. Here's the label. Just pretty plain, but pretty groovy. If you the Clean are kind of like one of the very important Flying Nun bands out of the Dunedin scene on Flying Nun Records. If you like kind of noisy, strange indie rock with some good pop hooks, or if you're a fan of, say, like something like Pavement, you'd probably really dig the Clean. Legendary band. Next up, speaking of legendary bands, Hell to Pay with their 7-inch Saints and Kings. And this is legendary because you have both got Ian Ryland, who's known for being in X, and I can't remember if he's on the first album, but I know he wrote some of the songs on the first Rose Tattoo record. And of course, the late great Spencer P. Jones from the Johnnies, Be Suburban, sideman for Paul Kelly, done it all, made some great solo records as well. And this is on the mighty Red Eye Records label. I was very happy to pick this one up. I'd read Spencer P. Jones' biography, and Hell to Pay were featured quite a bit. I think he enjoyed playing in that band. Here's vinyl. Love that Red Eye label. So, Saints and Kings on side A, and Would You Believe and Starting All Over on side B. Now for a couple of newies, or newish ones. That's right. Split System are back with the 7-inch. One of our favourites here. Released 2 of the most cracking records so far, with the imaginatively titled Volume 1 and Volume 2. But forget about the titles. They are great examples of fucking awesome punk rock. This is a split with a band called Les Lulas. I'm sure that's exactly how you pronounce it. And the tracks are chemicals and electrode. Sorry, all the Frenchies out there, especially French vinyl addict. You're probably like, what the fuck are you doing to my language? Anyway, this is on the Legless label. And for a 7-inch, geez, they pack in some stuff. So you get like split system, little flyer thing in the middle there, which tells you where it was recorded. Cool photo. Of course, Mikey Young is involved. He mastered this one. And then on the other side, we've got Les Lulas. Sorry, Romuald. Again, mastered by Mikey Young. Cool stuff. But that's not it. You get a great Legless sticker. A split system sticker. And, believe it or not, they even put the 7-inch record in there. Incredible. Great stuff. Now, the next, I've got a 7-inch and the record by the great Far Outs, which they describe on their thing as heavy, freaky fuzz. And now this is Last Night is the A-side, backed with the cover, believe it or not, of the great Easy Beat song, Sorry. Now let's scan, is there any... Well, for a change, Mikey Young isn't on it. And check that out. 100 or 100. People carry on about like, oh, I've got a low number, but have you ever had the very last one of the batch? No, that's cooler. This one opens up like a book. Well, not really, because books usually have writing on the inside, and that was blank. So just plain black, negative, positive. I don't know which is which, but you get the drift. Really cool stuff. Now, onto the LPs, and we're going to continue because of this is the Far Outs. I don't think I said what label that was on, because it doesn't say on the back of that. Well, we'll try on the LP. Ripple Music on Rebel Waves Records by the Far Outs. Now, according to this here hype sticker thing, says the Far Outs with influences like the Kinks, the Sonics, and the Easy Beats. Well, they covered them. The Far Outs blast out 60s influence garage rock with blistering riffs, catchy choruses, and drums akimbo for the ultimate party occasion. I gotta say, I agree. This is a good party record. And if that doesn't sell it to you, chops like that in the 2020s, that says party to me. Cool record. I even, like, amongst all of those influences, it says, I would also say there's like a kind of surf garage sound going on as well. Let's have a look on the inside here. Whole lot of wordage in there and credits. I was going to tell you something, but it's just, you know, the usual shit. Cool live photo of the band. I like how he's got a what sort of guitar is that actually? Tell me in the comments. It's a wild looking guitar. Get a sticker with this as well. The vinyl, just black. Black's coming back, man. After all of that coloured shit. Either or, I don't care. Cool stuff. Now, another great new record. Band from Wollongong. Continuing with the kind of the noisy punk sounds of their debut record. It's the Miners with their album A Healthy Future on Earth. Yeah, really cool stuff. This is their second record, I believe. It's like indie rock jams with a good punk influence. Bit melodic, so there's hooks to catch onto there. Yeah, really, really cool shit. Great cover on Kitty Records, Flesh and Bone Records. You know when they put two on there like that? What does that mean? Does that mean like one is like they're a subsidiary of the other? I don't know. So many questions. No stickers with this one, sorry. Black vinyl again. Blue on the other side. Really cool record. Great band. And oh yeah, Wollongong. The home of the wonders of Wollongong, the Mighty Tumbleweed. Another great band you should check out. Righto, now from Sydney, not far away from Wollongong, with Shrapnel and their great record, Sedan Crater. This is kind of like indie rock, but they pack a lot in. Don't know how else you would describe it other than that. There's a lot going on, but like not in a bad way. Like it's just awesome indie rock with a lot of great ideas going on. Pretty groovy artwork as well, I reckon. This, let's have a look on the inside. Not quite sure what label this is on. There's a little bit of stuff on the inside there. What do we got? Wordage of a different kind. Some blurb about some shit that I haven't read yet. By Randall Shrub. Okay, good name. Anyway, let's move on to the label we're looking for. It's on 10th Court. Just black vinyl again, but we dig that. Cool. What is that on the back? Ah, it's, if you turn it up the right way, it's just a circle of pot plants. Lovely. And yeah, one more time. Shrapnel. Get your ears around that. Sedan Crater. Now the return of the mighty Bat Piss with that awesome sludgy brand of punk that we love. Been a little while since they released their previous record. I want to say 5 years. That's what I want to say. But whether I'm correct or not, that could be another thing. Name of this record is There's a Place in My Mind Where We All Burn Alive. So good to see Bat Piss keeping it positive as usual on the mighty Poison City Records. They haven't lost anything since their previous stuff, even though it's been a while between drinks. Bit of wordage on there. There's a band photo. I love how they, on their thank yous, they refer to themselves. Thank you to all our fans. We love you. The Piss. All right. Dig it, man. So this was recorded in Castlemaine, Victoria. Nice little town if you want a weekend away from the big smoke in Melbourne. Oh, finally some coloured vinyl there with the Poison City logo. The Pisses logo. Bat Piss, that is. Nice marbled sort of grey colour. Let's get this back in here. Right, that's it for the new albums. And now we'll go through some secondhand pickups. Happy to get this. Bored. The compilation, well, the 3 LP compilation Chunks, which covers 88 to 94 on Full Toss Records. You Yanks who don't know what a full toss is, that's a cricketing term when you bowl and it doesn't bounce before it hits the bat. Usually it gets carted straight back over your head if you're a decent batsman. Now, Bored were like one of the seminal, great, full-on rock and roll, punk-influenced bands to come out of Geelong. Like many of those great bands, had a number of lineups with members who had been in God and Powder Monkeys. Yeah, but held together. I think it's got the lineups on here somewhere. I will, because there is some wordage. They're all just like that, so we won't get too into showing the vinyl. There you go. There's the other ones. But yeah, here we go. So we've got this side, which has got great photo of a lot of their releases here, and it's got the different lineups. So yeah, Dave Thomas and John Nolan have been in the band throughout, but you also have people like Tim Hemmensley come through, known for God and Powder Monkeys, as I said before. And who else we had in there? Former Grant Gardner. Know that name, and I just cannot place it at the moment. I knew I'd do that to myself as usual. Then we got the tracks on there, or as I like to call them, songs. More photos of their releases there. Fucking awesome stuff. It also gives credit, because if they would do it like a number of cool covers, so there's like Born to Kill by the Damned, Demolition Girl by the Saints, Human Being by the great Lobby Lloyd and his Coloured Balls. What else we got on here? Whole Lot of Rosie. Well, you know who does that. Over the Edge, that would be the Wipers. Waiting for the Man, back before everybody did it. But yeah, fucking great stuff. And this also opens up, gives you a little bit of blurbage about the great and mighty Board. One more time, I'll show you that cover. There you go. It's called Chunks. Bang Records, the Spanish label, have reissued a ton of their albums proper. So it was, which I have a lot of the originals now. It was nice to also pick up a comp of stuff which puts together all the eras of the band. All right, now another comp, anthology of Ray Columbus and the Invaders. Awesome garage rock band from 63 to 65. This covers. The Ray Columbus, I think, is on the Ugly Things comps and before Birdman. This one's put together by Raven. Really cool stuff if you love your garage rock, R&B, 60s gear. Australia, really had a knack for that shit, which is kind of like under-recognized. Lovely portrait of the young Ray. And then you get a little bit of information about the band. This great Raven label. Yeah, really cool shit. They often feature on garage rock comps from that era. Whoa, nearly lost the lots. So yeah, happy to get that one. And then still in the 60s, another Raven. This is a comp as well by Bobby and Laurie. Jump Back. This is kind of more in the psych end, as you can tell from those weird white faces. You look at it from a distance, like, oh yeah, it's just a normal portrait. You look at it close, you're like, what the fuck is going on? Anyway, you could also say, what the fuck is going on with that shirt underneath there? That's pretty wild. As I said, Raven, again, like Glenn A. Baker had a big hand in a lot of these Raven releases and helped compile them, and often writes the liner notes as well. It's an Australian rock historian. This one has got some cool inners, I think. There we go. You got a bit of history there, some blurbage, photos, and this one's nice. We've got the first Raven cattle dog. Oh, get it? Crossed out catalog. So that was 1984, so that would be when this came out, even like it's 60s music, but Raven operated in the 80s, reissuing a lot of this great Australian music. So on the back there, you've got a bit of their stuff. So you got, great Australian bands like the group Ray Brown and the Whispers. Oh, there's even like a Ronettes reissue. Lots of cool stuff. Some of their EPs and what have you on the side. Love this shit. Some more of their catalogue. You can press pause and zoom in and check that out at your own leisure. The record itself, again, as you would expect, the black vinyl with the groovy Raven logo on there. Great label. I pretty much pick up anything I see with the Raven logo on it, because it's usually good shiznit. Last of all, from across the ditch in New Zealand, one I'm quite happy to pick up. A fine example of New Zealand punk from This Kind of Punishment. Now, this is a reissue on Superior Viaduct, but the original album came out in 1983, I believe. This is just killer. This will flip your wig for sure. So the cool thing is the inner there. Whoa, tape machine. Whoa. Bit of wordage on the back, on the inner there is the actual vinylage. Just on the black. It's been cool to like actually have some black vinyl for a change. There you have it. This Kind of Punishment is my kind of punishment. Maybe not yours, because they're over 20 minutes. Anyway, that's what I picked up for May, and I'll see you in the next one.